Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this lovely 2019 Toyota Prius LE all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is a new addition to the Prius lineup. Never before has all-wheel drive been offered on a Prius until recently, and it really makes a big difference. Normally Priuses are front-wheel drive, which is okay, but if you do have an icy driveway, you do drive in the snow, it's going to be a lot more easy to live with all-wheel drive. And I've actually owned a few Priuses myself. I had a second generation and a third generation Prius. I'm a big fan of the Prius product. I've recommended these to a lot of friends and family. I'm in the car business, so a lot of people ask me for automotive advice. And of course I work at Infiniti, but not everyone can afford a new $50,000 luxury vehicle. People looking for something more practical and more cost efficient, I think it doesn't get too much better than a Prius. And now, in these days, we have a lot more choices for efficient vehicles. Obviously, electric vehicles are becoming more popular, but the problem with electric vehicles, you still need a place to charge them. And if you live in an apartment, it's not easy to charge an electric vehicle. And fast charging is not a good option because fast charging electric vehicles is supposed to be kind of like a way for extending road trips or to get a charge in a pinch. Fast charging is hard on the batteries and causes battery degradation. So if you want an efficient vehicle of low ownership costs, you don't want to deal with charging batteries, and also electric cars are still expensive. Some of the best electric cars out there, Teslas, we have 11 in stock. Model 3s are still in the $45,000 price range for used ones. So obviously a Prius around the same vintage is going to be a lot less money, like this one. And this one is a 2019 local clean Carfax. We do have a complimentary Carfax report. Only 6,601 miles on this one. Really low miles for 2019, and we're averaging 46.3 miles per gallon, which is awesome. Even with my our last Prius we had was our second generation. We had to trade that one in. We retired it with only 220,000 miles. It was burning oil, and that second generation Prius was a smaller, less substantial vehicle than this one. I think if we had a Prius like this, we definitely would have kept it, but that one was ready to be retired, and I needed a bigger, safer vehicle to put my family in. But that one was averaging 44 miles per gallon, even with over 200,000 miles on it. Burned a little oil, had a little lifter noise, but aside from that, it ran great. And ownership costs are very, very low of Priuses. Pretty much most of the services you're going to do is you're going to be bringing them in for, generally it's every 5,000 miles. You service the Prius, they'll inspect things. Maybe they might change the in-cabin filter, air filter, change the oil, rotate the tires. Aside from that, not too much else to do. Every once in a while, you have to replace brake fluid. I think the biggest service for Priuses, I think, is a 120,000 mile service. That's the big service, and it will be quite a while before you'll have to deal with that. And then with regenerative braking, the ability to, when you hit the brakes, when you initially hit the brakes in the Prius, it's going to run the electric motor in reverse, turn it into a generator, and take that kinetic energy and transform it back into electricity, which charges the batteries. Normally, you'd lose that kinetic energy through braking, through heat. But with the Prius, it recaptures it and puts it back in the battery, adding to efficiency. And also by using that regenerative braking, you're using your actual brakes a lot less, so it's not uncommon for getting over 100,000 miles out of a set of brakes. I had one Prius, my third generation Prius, I had that from 20,000 miles to about 90,000 miles. I never had to do brakes. I didn't really have to do much except the basic services. Really, really reliable, awesome vehicles. And Toyota, really, they're still the gurus, I think, of hybrid technology. They were the first to do it in the late 90s. The first generation Prius came out, and Toyota was thinking ahead. I mean, the first Prius came out when gas was still close to $1 a gallon. People weren't thinking about fuel-efficient vehicles, but Toyota saw it into the future. They saw, gas going up, and they were first to the party, and they are still benefiting from, this amazing technology and this amazing product. Very simple, easy to use cockpit. I love the nice clean design. Here's your gear selector. It takes a little bit getting used to, but you just have, it's kind of like a little toggle switch. You use that to put in park. You have a drive mode selector, auto climate control, backup camera. We have lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning. Really nice color combination. And is it kind of like a gray on a dark charcoal interior? And the Priuses do have general accommodations. People do like to use them as taxi cabs and Uber and Lyft. So yeah, really generous rear seat accommodations. I'm 6'2". I had that front seat adjusted for my height, and look at it, I have plenty of leg room, headroom back here. And the other thing I really like about Prius is that even though they're smaller vehicles, they have cavernous cargo space. Look at all this cargo space, and then on top of that, you can fold down the seats and remove this cargo area cover for a lot more cargo space for like the big Costco trip or something like that. We have some great promotions going on right now. Complimentary delivery to pretty much anywhere in Washington and Oregon. We can put this in our car hauler, tow it to you, print up all the paperwork. So of our mobile delivery service, this beautiful Prius can be all yours without having to leave your neighborhood. Obviously a little bit unique styling. People might think it's polarizing, but the reason why the Prius looks the way it does is not necessarily to win a beauty contest. It's supposed to offer one of the lowest drag coefficients out of any production automobile to improve fuel economy and make it more efficient. I was a little bit, you know, the third generation Prius, which was one of my favorite as far as style wise, you know, I like that a lot. Honestly, it's taken me a little bit to kind of get this Prius, you know, to kind of like the way it looks. It was a little polarizing at first, but the more I look at it, the more I like it. And I think the thing that you'll like the most is getting that awesome gas mileage, you know, 45 to maybe 50 miles per gallon, maybe even a little bit higher if the conditions are right on a nice road trip. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you soon and have a wonderful day.